Hey guys, Joel's back with another reasoning sesh where I challenge the status quo of the wisdom of the world and the church by diving deep into the ancient scriptures, exposing concepts that have been omitted through translation, and applying them practically into situations in our present day. And today, I'm going to be talking about the forgiveness of Source.
Come now and let us reason together. Come now, we can talk it over.
Now, if you like these videos, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more, because these messages are coming through continuously, and it's only by implementing them on a regular basis in our own lives that we can start to see changes in the world around us. But I'm just going to jump right into it today, straight from the oracles of Yechezkel. It says, "Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die, says the Lord Yahweh, and not that he should return from his ways and live? But when the righteous turns away from his righteousness and commits iniquity, and does according to all the abominations that the wicked man does, shall he live? All his righteousness that he has done shall not be mentioned. In his trespass that he has trespassed, and in his sin that he has sinned, in them shall he die." You know, that sounds a bit harsh, like tit for tat. What is this? I thought God was all forgiving. But backing up just a couple verses, he says, "If the wicked will turn from all his sins that he had committed, and keep all my statutes, and do that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live. He shall not die. All his transgressions that he has committed, they shall not be mentioned unto him. In his righteousness that he has done, he shall live." And then, of course, he goes on to say that he has no pleasure in the wicked dying, but that they should turn from their ways and live. This is what we're seeing in our present day. We're seeing vengeance. And yes, Source is vengeful, because that cycle of justice has to close. They have to reap whatever they've sown for in their own lives. And I did a video covering this very topic when I started these reasoning sessions from the oracles of Nahum, where he actually says Yahweh is jealous, Yahweh is vengeful. And then right in the next verse, he says Yahweh is slow to anger and forgiving. So how does that even work? Well, that's because in Source's system of government, which is embodied in the term Yahweh, all things have justice met out for whatever was sown in the first place. But the process is very slow and gives us time in this physical world to change our mind. Imagine anything that you wanted if it manifested right away. A lot of the thoughts we have, myself included, we don't want them to manifest right away. Thoughts of doubt, of fear, of worst case scenarios. And that's what this physical time delay gives us. It gives us that time to change and to choose something better, even though our first impulse might not be capable of that something better. Sometimes we just react, or sometimes we just are programmed to believe certain circumstances are working against us. But when we step back and see the broader picture, even when we look back at our own lives, some of the things that we thought were absolutely horrible to have happened actually worked out for our own benefit in getting us into a closer walk and alignment with Source, where we can actually work with and allow the transcendent logos to actually work through us. But without those realizations, without being prodded into a better potential, we'd be living back in our old sort of boxed in paradigms. So we have to remember that all things work together for our good when we're choosing that better good, when we're walking in line with the agape love that Source is inside of us. But if we're rejecting that, we're just going to be moving further and further away from manifesting that, and eventually that cycle will have to close. So it's never too late to change. That's really the point I'm making with this reasoning sesh. It's never too late to change, and Source's heart is that all people realize the folly of their ways. You know, all of us, when we look at our past, it's not exactly spick and span spotless. But that's where the grace of Source comes in, because no matter what, Source's heart is that you wake up and actually allow Source energy, the living logos, to change you from the inside. Because once you turn from your wicked ways, then the logos within you actually allows you to tap into that everlasting life. But don't make the wrong decision and give up hope, because when you let go of that rope, man, that rope is attached to your anchor. And even for the wicked doers out there, there's still time to change. And the thing is that, you know what, we've seen this momentum accelerate because they know they've been given time to change, and they've chosen their harvest. They've chosen their path in life, and we can't feel sorry for them. All we can do is look at ourselves and actually take those steps to move into a closer alignment with Source. That's really the point I wanted to make in this episode. But Source always wants that connection to be renewed with us. That's really what it's all about. And even if we ended up doing so much good, it's going to matter at the end if we've continued in that good and not turned aside into doubt or unbelief. Because that doubt or unbelief will manifest things to be doubtful and unbelieve in, and from there we'll just spiral downhill. But if we come out, even of our wickedness, like it said in Yechezkel, if we come out of that state and choose to walk in line with that righteousness, and we allow Source to work from within us, well then even that which we've done will be turned around and worked into practically bringing to pass the better good. That world that we know we've come here to live in, that utopia that the institutions have just kept on denying us with their fear and propaganda. But as we wake up to the true sovereign beings that we are, we realize that we are the manifestors of our reality, that we're not here to be manipulated by them or controlled by them, coerced by them, isolated by them. We're here to shine and to let our light shine before others so that we can all realize who the real source is behind this and walk in alignment with that and be the harmonious macrocosm that walks in that absolute shalom, that absolute wholeness where nothing's missing and nothing's broken. So I love you guys. I'll check you in another reasoning sesh. Joel signing out once again. Agape, Salaam, Namaste, Shalom.